Artificial intelligence is now a part of our everyday life. From smart homes to personal assistants, we rely on AI more than ever before. Today in this video, I'll show you how to build your own AI voice assistant app by using Expo React Native. Let's bring your ideas to life. Introducing Artifonia. Currently, you are watching the onboarding screen of our mobile app. So this is a very beautiful onboarding screen with some linear gradient color and with some beautiful text like meet your AI companion, discover the future of communications and knowledge through interactive AI conversation, and then we can swipe it or even we can click this skip button. And then ask, learn and evolve, like with some beautiful text, with some beautiful images and with on linear gradient color. And after everything, if you click this skip, then here you go. This is the main screen of our mobile app. So from here, this is giving us instruction that press the microphone to start recording. So right now, we can ask something to AI. For example, like we can ask here, what is the capital city of USA? And let's see what it's replying us. Alright, so it is giving us response that the capital city of the United States is Washington, D.C. From here, we can reply the
city of the United States is Washington, D.C.
Yeah, from here, we can actually reply the answer. And from here, we can also regenerate the answer.
That's correct.
Something like this.
D.C. is the capital of the United States. Can I assist you with any other information or tasks?
So let me show you another interesting thing. Let me ask this. Hey, what is your name? And let's see the interesting answer.
Hello, my name is Artifonia. I'm here to assist you. How can I help you today?
See the powerful thing that it's telling us that its name is Artifonia as per our mobile app name. So this is really beautiful, right? It's not telling that, hey, I'm John or I'm something like that. This is completely telling that, hey, I am Artifonia. I am here to assist you. How may I help you today? So this is really giving good quality response. And I'm going to show you this everything in this today's tutorial, that how can we implement this everything also, like the shortcut things and text to speech, and how can you like use the everything, and how can you use OpenAI APIs here. I am using here OpenAI APIs for sending the voice, for making that to text, and from text to the text answers like the AI response. I'll also show you that how can you generate different type of AI response by using OpenAIs. Okay, for example, the previous one, that it's telling that it's Artifonia AI. It's not telling that it's OpenAI API. Isn't it interesting that it's not telling that, hey, I am an API of OpenAI or something like that. So it's not telling like that because we added some prompt so that it will speak as like another on human, as like our Artifonia name. Yeah, so that's it. The project is going to be really super interesting, so don't wasting time, let's start the coding part. But before starting the coding part, I'm going to give a big shout out to this video sponsor, Brilliant. If you are aiming to become an AI engineer like me, then you have to be a master in competitive math, large language models, neural network and more. But to be honest, learning all of this can be pretty challenging. That's where Brilliant comes in. Brilliant offers over thousands of interactive courses on subjects like competitive math, data analysis, Python, advanced physics, and much more. What makes Brilliant different than others is their hands-on interactive lessons that break down even the most complicated topics into something much easier to grasp. With Brilliant, you can improve your problem-solving skills and strengthen your programming mindset. And as you're a Becodemy student, so if you head over to brilliant.org/Becodemy, you will get a 1-month free trial for any course and a 20% discount for any annual subscription. So don't miss out this great opportunity and kickstart your programming journey from today. And let's get back to the video right now. Alright, so let's create here a new folder by giving name Artifonia, which is our app name. So Artifonia, and let me open this inside my code editor. So I'm right now using cursor, and so simply open folder and Artifonia. Yeah, here you go. Now here we can create our React Native project. So simply npx create Expo app latest, and I think let me try this one. What is your app named? So just give one dot, so then it will don't create any new folder here. Yeah, this is correct. Yep, perfect. So from here it's installing the all dependencies, the npm libraries, and now in here actually we don't need this plus html and this plus not found. We can delete this, and also in these steps we don't need this explorer index. We can completely delete this. Yep. So in this layout just write r and f, and yeah, this is good enough now. And in this asset, sorry, in this components we don't need any text folder. We can completely delete this everything, yeah, except this themed view. I think we need that. Let me see. So themed view, okay, use theme color from these hooks. Okay, fine, keep it, no problem. Now in this layout here we don't need this not found, and here we have to just create a new index dot tsx, and on simple index function where we can add it in here, that index. Yep, otherwise everything is done. But let me see. Okay, it's still installing the libraries, that's why it's still giving the TypeScript errors, because it's not available yet. Okay, cannot use JSX unless the JSX flag is provided. Let me come back here. Simply add here JSX, I mean dot JSX. Okay, let me see. The error gone. Notice no TypeScript error here right now. Yep, the npm library is also installing done. So clear the terminal and collapse everything. And this is our simple layout. And inside this index.tsx, let me create a new folder again by giving name routes or routes. Inside here we can create our onboarding. So onboarding, something like this. Here we can create onboarding, sorry, index.tsx, pardon, yeah, index.ts or tsx, and here onboarding. Cool. So now actually in here, at first we can do one thing. As in this app we don't have any authentication system, so for the first time when the user is using this app we will show the onboarding screen, but from the second time we will hide the onboarding screen. So how can we do this? For this we have to simply make here on use state, so which will be is logged in, not actually is logged in, we can say, yeah, is onboarding, and set is onboarding, and import use state, and here create on use effect hook, and here actually okay, for now comment it, because we need a button actually where user will press, and then we will add that, yeah, the user is already past the onboarding screen, so we can hide it from the user right now. Okay, and if you want to implement any other feature, then you can definitely do that. Great. And here this is just the index, so that's why we can add here our redirect, import it from React Native, and for now make this to onboarding, but this is actually wrong. We have to go routes / onboarding. Yeah, now save it. Now actually let's run our project. So npm run start. Yeah, now it will work. Great. So our simulator, let me open a new device. Here we go. Okay, so we have to add here on slash. Yeah, not here in this root directory. Let's create a new folder by giving name screens. Inside this screens, we can create our onboarding.screen.tsx file and rnfs onboarding screen. Yeah, B will be capital. Great. And let me just come back in my simulator. And if we right now press I from our terminal, then it will open the app inside this simulator. Notice it's working. Yeah, great. And here we can call our onboarding screen something like this. We can delete this view and text. Yeah, and then we have to come back in this onboarding screen. From here we can start to working. Simply let me go back to our Figma file. So this is our project Figma file. You will find out it inside the video description box. You can simply click there, then you will automatically come in this Figma file. Alright, so this is our onboarding screen and we have to start working in here. Let me come back here and let me just minimize it for now. And in here, did you notice that this is showing on header, right, in this onboarding screen? So why? Let me come back here because we forgot to add that inside here. That's why. Just inside this app underscore layout.tsx, add here slash routes slash onboarding. Yeah, now we can save it. And okay, on problem. Yeah, so because I think we have to add here index. What is the spelling? Yeah, this is correct. But and here also we can do one thing. We can delete this all options from here. We can add that in here in screen options. Okay, screen options and header shown will be false. Yeah, and we can save it now. So yep, now it's working, and I don't know why it's giving this weird error. We will see that later. Yeah, not error, it's actually just only simple warning, but fine, it's working. And here at first, if you check our design file, this is on linear gradient color. So how to check it? Just click here. This is on linear gradient color. So what we have to do, we have to install on library for implementing this linear gradient color inside our mobile app, and that is npm I expo linear gradient. Okay, I'm not sure the spelling, but let me see. Yeah, I did a spelling mistake. This will be actually gradient, gradient. Yeah, gradient. Perfect. Now done. Now we can delete the terminal. We can come back here. We can import linear gradient from expo linear gradient. Great. And instead of this view, we can add here linear gradient. Great. Just copy this and add it in here. And here the colors will be, how to check the colors. If you come back in the Figma file again, you will see we have two colors. One is this one, which is 0%. So yeah, first let me add it. Second one is black color. Yeah. And then we need actually start and end. Yeah, so after that here we have to add style. We can use here styles dot container, and let's come back here. Let's make a container. So container where flex will be first one, and for now I think it's good enough. But no, we need to add more styling here, like justify content center, align item center, and yeah, we can save it now. Great. So now come back to our app screen. Notice this is how it will look like. It's looking beautiful. Great. Now here we have to add status bar from React Native, where fill or bar style, sorry, not fill, bar style will be light content. Now the text will be, the bar text will be light color. Yeah, great. And we can delete this text right now from here. We can save it now. And then we need this image at first. So if we use here the PNG file, the image quality will be dropped. The image quality will be not good. We cannot see it very clearly. So then what we can do here, we can do on shortcut thing, which I like a lot, and that is just go to this website, which name is convert. Wait, let me see the website link. I forget that. Okay, SVG viewer. Yeah. So SVG viewer, just go to this website. From here we can come back again. Here we can right click this and we can copy. We can click this copy paste as SVG. Okay, copy as SVG, and then here we can update it and we can paste our SVG. This is the React code, this is the React Native code, this is the PNG file. So we can right now copy this SVG code. Great. Now come back here and open our sidebar. From here we can, in this assets folder, we can create a new folder by giving them HVGs, and in here we can write onboarding one.tsx. okay, and here we can paste that copied code. Here it's asking on type for the props, so you can write any. And yeah, we need to install a new library right now, which name is React Native SVG. So let's install it right now. Okay, while it's installing, update this name to onboarding one. Yeah, we can write like this. Fine. And here also. Great. So now we can save it. We can copy this. We can come back here. If we call this onboarding one, then you will notice the image is here. Just wait a little bit. Yeah, here you go. And the quality is very good. This is the most important thing here. But one problem will happen after some time, and that is this width height is not responsive. Okay, so when we will open this same app inside a smaller device, then the image will don't look good. So for that, what we can do, we can use flex, first option. Second option is we can use on library, which one I use in my all project, and that name is React Native size matters. Okay, so just install this library, React Native size matters. Great. Now we can delete this terminal, and here we can import scale from React Native size matters. Yeah, great. And here we will write scale. Okay, sorry, S will be not capital. Yeah, scale. And what is the width? I forget it. It was 320. Okay, so 320. So we can write 320 scale. Same for height. Okay, now see, it's looking bigger, so make it 300 and 326. We can make it 320 also. I think good enough, but if you want to make it more smaller, you can do it. What is the good thing happening here? That is, if we open this same app inside a small Android device or a small iOS device, it will look same. The image will be smaller as like the small device. Okay, so this is completely responsive right now. Perfect. Now here, after this image, let me see our design. We have this like onboarding few text. Yeah, fine. So we can do one thing. We can minimize it now. We can actually open a new folder inside our configs folder. So where's the configs? Okay, it's missing. So let me create a new folder by giving name config in the root directory, or configs we can say. Inside this we can create a constants.tsx, and here also we can create a new type file, I think global g.ts. Yeah, great. So in this constants we can now create on simple array which will be onboarding data. Yeah, inside this array, first one is id, secondly we need on title, third we need on subtitle, and we need on image. So onboarding one. Yeah, great. And just give me a minute, and here actually this will be a component, so we have to make it like this. Great. Now we need our second one. For now just keep it like this, and third one. Yeah, and here we need to make on loop. But wait, if you come here, then notice this is we have 3 dots here. So we need to track the active items. For the active items there will be like dot which will be active. Yeah, and when we will slide it we have to change the active item. Okay, fine, we will do that. We can use your libraries also, but I think this is a very small things and we don't need library for this. In my previous project I also used library, but fine, we can do it manually also. It's a very simple thing. And we can also use your flat list, but I think for small things, as this is static, we can use here map also. So onboarding data dot map item, where we have to create on type, so we can say here onboarding data type. So we can just copy this, we can come back here, we can write a new type, and inside this we can write id, which will be actually not number, we can say number, and string, anything. Yeah, and title, which will be definitely string, then subtitle, which will be string, and image, which will be react node. Yeah, now we can use here the type. Wait, yeah, it's working, but what's the issue? id number array. Oh yeah, got it, this is an array, that's why. Yep. So now if we come back here, we can write that type and index, which will be actually one number, and inside here we can return it with one view where key will be the index. At first we can add that item.image, so then this will load, notice 3 images. Yeah, because this need to be scrollable horizontally, right? So I just got an idea, and that is just cut this. Okay, don't delete it. Add here on scroll view, import it from React Native and paste it in here, and then after that it must need to be horizontal. Okay, and we need to enable the paging. Yeah, and then the scroll indicator must need to be false. And on scroll, we will actually call here on handle scroll function. So let me come back here, handle scroll, and this is the actually original type. Wait, so yep, and native sync event from React Native and native scroll event from React Native. Great. And inside here, write constant content offset x, okay, which will be event dot native event dot content offset dot x. Then we need our current index, where we can write this math dot round. This is actually, yeah, this is correct. So as per the suggestion, yeah, math dot round and the current offset x divided with the event dot native event dot layout measurement dot width. Yep, great. And here we have to make a new state, which will be active index and set active index, where initial value will be 0. And now we have to update our set active index with the current index. Great. So you can save it right now. And we also need on scroll view ref, which is important. So just let me add it in here from use ref. So simply save it right now. Now here in this onboarding.map, in this view, we have to create a new style, which name will be styles.slide. Yeah. So just come back here at the slide, where width will be, we can use here dimensions dot get window and width something like this. So then this will target the full width. And then justify content, which will be center, and align items definitely center. Yeah, we can save it right now. If we save it right now, then notice it's something like this. So when you are swiping it, wow, right? It's like the original swiper without any library. So it's really very simple. Yeah, but now after this image, we need on text, like text.title and text.subtitle. Yeah, and here we can write style, then styles.title. We can copy this, we can come back here, we can add it in here, and we can change the color, which will be here white. Yeah, and we can simply save it now. Yeah, for now fine, because we have to actually update the content. Yeah, now come back here in this title. For now, copy out this dummy data. We will we'll update it later. Yeah, so just let me copy this. Let me just come back here. Yep. Perfect. And this is the subtitle. So let me copy this one. Great. For the second one, I think same thing. Yeah, we can keep it same for now, no problem. We can just update the image, and then that will be perfect for us. So title, update it, subtitle, update it. Great. Same thing. Let's do it here again. Now we can save it, but we have to update these images. Okay, so just right now click this, copy paste as, and copy as svg, come here, update it, then check the png. Perfect. Copy this svg, come back here, create a new file, onboarding to.tsx, and we can come back here. We can change it to onboarding 2. Yep, so now simply save it. Now come back here and onboarding 2. Now we can save it. Now notice when I will swipe it, yeah, the image is changing. Perfect, great. And we need same for the onboarding 3. So come back here, copy paste and copy as SVG, paste it in here, check the PNG, perfect, and then copy this. And let's create the last SVG file. So onboarding 3.tsx and onboarding 3. Copy this and add it in here. Props, which type will be any. Yep, perfect. And we can, oh, by the way, I forgot to do one thing, and that is, just let me copy this, let me come back here, let me update it. Okay, 320 297. So 320 297, it's different. 297, let me see. Okay, make it 300 and 277. Now it's looking perfect. Right, great. Copy this, come back to our onboarding last one, so onboarding 3. Come back here, 320 and 282. Okay, so we can make it 282 320, scale, save it now, come back here and okay, make it more smaller. Yep, it's perfect. So yeah, perfect, done. We can save this everything now. We can come back here and in this title we can actually add more few things. So for the title, see, this is bigger, right? And the font family is Expo UI. Okay, so first let me change the font size. So scale, and let me make it 25. I don't know how it will look like. Let me see. Yup, it's better. And text align will be centered. So save it. And make it actually 24. And font width, which will be 500. It's better, but not perfect. And what is the font size here? We can check it. I think this is 25, but this is semi-bold, and this is the font name. Let me use this font. I think we can easily use it. Come back here and space mono. So this is the file, font file. I think we can also use here Google Fonts. So yep. Okay, it's not available in Google Font, fine, so you can download it. Yeah, at last I found the font somewhere. This is the website, q4fonts.com, and this is the zip file. So just let me extract the zip file, and this is the file, font family. Yeah, we need this one, CGO UI DTF, so we can copy this. We can come back to that folder, and inside this assets folder, in these fonts we can paste it. Yep, we can add dash here. Yep, Great. So then we can come back here again, and we can add here Segio UI. Sorry, Segio UI, yeah. And the path is wrong here, autopilot giving wrong suggestion. Yeah, this is the correct path. So now in this font family, we can use this font, but it's not working, right? Because we have to load the font here. This is the rules of adding font in React Native. Yeah. So first we have to make here fonts loaded and sets fonts loaded, then and font error. We will get this from our use fonts hook, which is coming from Expo fonts. And then inside here, we can write our font name. So something like this one, I think. Let me copy this. Yeah. Great. And here we can write on logic like if font loaded not, and if there is any font error, then return null. Yep, cool. So now we can actually copy this font name and we can add it in here. Okay, yeah, it's already in here. So if we comment out it, notice the changes. So perfect. And I think we have to update this font size. Yeah, it's looking better right now. Perfect. So let's come back here. After this is our next one. This is the subtitle. And we're using the same font family here, but the font weight is different. So subtitle, where they're giving us some suggestion, which is definitely not fully correct. Let me copy this color code at first. Yep, text align center. Yes, and font weight 400. Yeah. Now let me see. Okay, because we have to add here that styles.subtitle. Here you go. But the problem is that the space. So we can do one thing. We can come back again here. We can write width. We can say scale 250. Margin will be actually auto. Save it. Yeah. The problem is this margin auto. Margin horizontal. Yeah, great. And we can modify it to 280 or 300. No, 290 is enough. Yeah. And we need some padding top. We can say vertical scale 10. Cool. So you can save it now, and here you go. It's looking beautiful. So something like this. Great. Now at last, what is missing? This 3 dot is missing, which is simple to make. So let me show you how to do this. So after this scroll view, let me add a new view in here, where style will be the pagination container. So just let me copy this name. Let me come back in here, which position will be absolute. Bottom will be vertical scale 20 and flex direction row. Fine. Align items center. Gap we don't need. Okay, yeah, we need on gap. And here we need to make it like more, so we can make it 30 for now. And now come back here. Side this, actually we need another CSS2, and that is for another style component. Yeah, and that is for dot. So something like this, 10 height, 10 width, border radius 100, background color will be white, and margin horizontal, where we can add 5 for now, enough. Now come back here and in this view, make it self-closing view, okay? And here we have to make a loop like onboarding data dot map underscore and index, and inside here we can then paste that view. In the key this will be index, in the style this will be first styles dot. Secondly, if the active index is matching with the index, then 1, otherwise 0.3. So save it right now and come back here. Alright, it's not looking fully perfect. The problem is that inside this dot, let's make it 8. Height will be also 8. Margin horizontal will be just 2. And gap, I think gap is not here. Let me see. Okay, then it's fine, I think. Yeah. And the placement is also not fully correct. We have to come back here again, and in this pagination container, the bottom it need to be 50. And this gap, I think we don't need that. I don't think. Okay, yeah, that's important. Right. So make it 8. Yeah. Notice it's looking perfect, but I think the placement is still not correct. Let me see. Yeah, we need a little bit more top. Yeah, a little bit more top. Fine, but let me minimize it right now. So just add here 70. Yeah, and I think this is good enough. Perfect. But right now we need on skip button here. Okay, for the first one skip, for the second one skip, for the last one continue. Okay, so we have to make this button. So how can we do that? Very simple. Come back here. After this status bar we can make it. So we can write on view, we can write styles dot skip container, and come back here, skip container, which need to be absolute, and top will be 20, left will be not left, this will be actually right. So then yeah, then scale and skip text. Okay, let me save it right now. Yeah, that is here, not correct. So for that, from the top it will be 40 or 45. From the left right it will be 40 or 30. For the font size, I'm feeling like it's very small. And let me see the design again. Yeah, we have an add arrow here. So for the arrow, we can do one thing. We can use here on library. And one thing I'm just noticing here, that is I forgot that reference here. So we can add this scroll view reference. Yeah, perfect. And yeah, so we need on new library, which is expo vector icon. So npmi add the date expo / vector icons. Perfect. So yeah, installation done. And then we can come back here, expo vector icons. We can go to this first website. We can search for this icon. This is actually on skip icon. So skip, or we can say arrow. Yep, this one, arrow, right? Yeah, so we can just copy this name. We can paste it in here. We can copy this name and we can add that after this text. Perfect. So if we save it right now, then let me show you how it will look like. It's not looking good, right? So the reason is, first of all, the color is black, make it white, and size, we should use here scale and 20. And in this skips container, make it flex direction row, align item center, and on gap. Yeah, perfect. So, and I still think that the arrow size should be less than 20. Yeah, now it's looking perfect, kinda. Yeah, and instead of view, make it pressable. Import pressable from React Native, so we can press it, and then here, so for this pressable, when someone is actually pressing this, we can call a new function which name will be handle skip. So let's make this function right now. Constant handle skip, make on callback function, then constant next skip, or sorry, next index, which will be active index +1. Then if our next index less than onboarding data dot length, yeah, then scroll view ref dot current, then scroll to and here the x dimension, so dimensions dot get window, then next index, and make it animated, so then this will look good. Yeah, and at last the set active index need to be the next index. Great. When this will go to the last index, then what we will do, for now we will just make one console log and we will work here later. So save it right now, and now when I'm pressing this skip, beautiful, and at last index. Great. So after last index, this will actually do some things. First, add here an async. We need actually async storage, so we can come back here, we can say async storage, no, not asynchronous, async storage expo, and we can just download this, so just copy. So let's install this library. It will start installing, and let me see the documentation. I forgot this docs. Yeah, here is the documentation. I think it's very easy. Yeah, yep. And then I know this is simple. So at first, import here async storage from React Native async storage / async storage, and therefore add here await async storage dot set item onboarding must need to be, then we can say true. So onboarding done, it means, and then we can write this router dot push slash we can say routes, then home, we can say. Yeah, so we have to make this, we will do that. Come back here, inside this apps routes, make a new folder that will be home. So then index.tsx rnf home, and now it's not giving error, very good, but we still have to come back here and we have to add that screen in here by like this. Great. So router.push, and we're adding this in here, that async storage we are setting this onboarding to true. Very good. So then what will happen now? Just see, when we're clicking skip, and for the last time, when I will press this skip, this will add onboarding true in the async storage, and this will go to the home screen. Just notice. And here you go. So it's perfectly working. And now then what we have to do, we have to logically implement here one thing, and that is here we have to check our onboarding. For now, let me just delete this. Yeah, so import async storage from async storage. If its onboarding is available, then set onboarding will be false. Then at last call this function. And here we can do one thing, and that is if our is onboarding is true, that time this one, otherwise this one. But one thing is very important here, and that is if we save it right now, it will work, but for the first time it's actually getting the informations from the async storage. So we need to make here must on loading state, otherwise this will do problem. So by default loading will be true, and here after checking this will be actually false. Great. So if loading is true, that time return null. No, I mean return null. We don't need any loading screen because this will be very short time. We cannot even see that loading. Yeah. So if async storage is true, if is onboarding is true, then go to onboarding, otherwise go to home. Perfect. Notice now it's going to directly home screen because the user already passed the onboarding screens. That's why. Perfect. So now we have to start working for the home screen, or for the main app screen, and the home screen will be something like this one. So this is the interesting one. This is the interesting screen. Here we have to do a lot of work. We have to implement the voice recording feature. Then what we will see what we're telling in the app, and then the ChatGPT APIs or the GPT-4 API will give us response with voice. No, the GPT-4 will give a text response, but we will update that into voice by using another API. Yeah, so let's do it one by one. But at first, I want to fix this warning right now. Did you notice this warning that no root name /root/homes? So how can I fix it? Simply go back to this layout again. From here, remove this slash, okay? And here add on index, something like this. Now notice the all warning will be gone. Very good. Perfect. Now in here, in this sites, in this screens, let's create a new screens by giving them home screen.tsx and rnfs and write home screen and save it. And in here, let me just call the home screen. Perfect. So I can save it right now. Yeah. And now in here, in the home screen, first of all, instead of view, we have to make it linear gradient. So import it from expo linear gradient. Great. And here colors will be the 2501 and 52 and the black color. Yep. And then here start will be the x will be 0, y will be 0, and end x will be 1, y will be 1. And here we need to make container which styling will be something like this. Flex will be 1, justify content will be center, align items will be center, and background color will be 1 3 1 3 and 1 3. Yeah, this will be the background color. Great. And here, so style will be style.container. Now we can save it. Now perfect, but now we need to update the status bar color, right? So make it status bar and the bar style will be light content. Perfect. Now here we need some shadows, what we did for our onboarding screen. So that similar type of things we need in here. So we can say back shadows, and we can import image from React Native, and we have to add here search, which require go to our assets folder and go to main folder and blur.png. all right, and styles will be position absolute, right will be scale -15, and top will be 0, and width will be scale 240. Yeah, perfect. Now if we save it, we will get the image. And by the way, I already added these pictures in this folder. Let me show you the folder. In this assets folder, in this main folder, notice the purple blur and the blur. Where did I find out it? So from this Figma file, you can just click this. For example, from here, if you click this ellipse 10 and ellipse 9, you can simply download the PNG. Okay, and then you will get this. Otherwise you will also get it inside this source code. Okay, yeah, something like this. And now for the second one, for the second backdrop, we can just copy this and paste it in here. This will be actually the purple blur, so we can say purple blur, and the left will be -15 and bottom will be a vertical scale. So import vertical scale from React Native size matters and 100. Yeah, width will be 210. So now let me save it, and here you go. The position is perfect. And now after this, we have to start our main work. So let me add here a simple view, where let me add just on margin top, like -40 we can say. And then here we need to add on touchable opacity. So import it from React Native. And then inside here we can add that font awesome, which icon name will be actually microphone, and size will be scale and 50. Color will be something like this, 2B3356. Yep, and font awesome. So let me just import it at top, something like this. Yeah, now if we save it, we will see the icon, right? Fine, but actually we need to add some styling in this touchable opacity right now. So style, width will be scale 110, height will be same, scale 110. Then background color will be white, flex direction will be row, align items will be center, and justify content will be center, Border radius will be scale and 100. Great. Now when we are saving it, notice it's looking beautiful. But with the touchable opacity is not looking fully perfect. I think something's wrong. Okay, let me see. Let's just give on reload because the touchable opacity is not giving any opacity effect. Notice. Oh yeah, now it's working. Okay, fine. It was just cache error, I think. Yeah, fine. So it's working now. And after this, we need another view. After this view, yeah, and inside this view we need some CSS, some styling. For example, align items will be center and width will be scale 350. Position will be absolute and bottom will be vertical scale and 90. Yeah, and after this inside this view, let me add one text where text styling will be, color will be white, font size will be 16, width will be 260 and text align will be center, and line height, which is very important, which will be 25. Yeah, inside here we can write something like this: press the microphone to start recording. Perfect. So you can save it right now. So yeah, something like this. When we'll click here, it will start to recording the audio, right? So this will be our feature. Perfect. Now come to point. The design is almost done, right? Right now we have to start the functionalities. So let's start it. So for recording the voice, we have to install a new library, which name is, let me show you, which name is expo AV. Okay, so expo AV is installing right now. Perfect. And now here we can import audio from expo AV. Great. And here we can make on use state like text and set text. Initial value will be empty string. Then we can make another use state, which name will be is recording and set is recording. Initially this will be false, and we also need our loading state. So we can say loading and set loading, where initially loading will be definitely false. Yeah, and yeah, we need also few more state. Let me just make it one by one, and that is recording state, which will be actually by default empty. And the last one, which is our AI response. AI will give us one response initially, which will be false. Perfect. Now at first we need to make on function which will take our microphone permissions. Okay, so here we can add a comment that get microphone permission. So then here we can add on try catch statement and constant granted await audio dot request permission async. Yep. And if not granted, then that time we have to show on alert. So alert dot alert that permission denied or something like this. Permission, please grant permission to access microphone. Yeah, and then we have to return something like false. Yep, we can return false here. Otherwise return true. And if catch any error, that time console log the error and return false. Perfect. So this is actually our microphone permission function. Very good. And now we need to make one function for start recording. So start recording, we can say async function, and inside here constant has permission, and then we can call over this function, this get microphone permission. Yep. And inside this has permission, we will get true or false. So if false, if this has permission is false, then simply return, don't do anything. Otherwise don't try catch. At first we have to set our audio mode async, and here we have to allow our recording iOS, which will be true, and play in silence mode iOS, which will be also true. Yeah, and then set is recording, definitely true. After this constant recording await audio dot recording dot create async, and here actually we have to pass some options. Okay, we will do that, fine, but let me show you this documentation, because this is very important, I think, to show you this Expo AV documentation. Yeah, so this is the library. Actually we can come back here. Yep, notice, so for microphone permissions you can add this in the plugins that allow product name to access your microphone. So you can definitely read these documentations. Okay, and for our case, let me see, in our case we added it or not. I think no, we didn't yet, so we have to add it. So come back in this app.json. Yeah, app.json, and this is inside plugins. So copy this in this plugins, add expo AV and something like this. So product name, instead of product name, right here Artifonia. Great, so we can save it right now. And then this is the uses. You can definitely check out these documentations. I already passed it, so I don't need to check it again. Okay, so I'm just closing that and I'm coming back here, and then after this in this request options we can make actually on simple object here outside of this function, request options, something like this. And in here for Android, the extensions, or it means the video, sorry, the audio extension, which must need to be .wav. Okay, and output format. Why we're I'm writing that WAV, because we need to send this audio to ChatGPT. That's why. Okay, sorry, not ChatGPT, because we will send this audio to Whisper API. Okay, which is another API of OpenAI. So we will use that for transcribing our voice to text. Yeah, I know we have on library which name is React Native Voice, and but in some cases that does not work in Android, and I saw a lot of issue regarding that. That's working fine in iPhone. Let me show you the library also. This is the library people using for React Native Voice, React Native Voice. Yeah, this one. So React Native Voice / voice, a lot of people using this, but it has a lot of bug problem, and especially it's not working perfectly in Android. I hear this a lot. Even if I show you some Stack Overflow post that like Stack Overflow, if I write this, then you will notice a lot of posts. For example, is not detecting the voice, or it's not working in Android. So lot of error, especially in Android. So that's why I thought, okay, fine, we can skip this, and instead of that we can use an API. So that's why I'm using the Whisper API, which is very easy to implement and which has not any problem like this. But for Whisper API we have to just update, modify the audio extension. So that's why we are modifying the extension like this. Yep. And the output format must need to be something like this: Android, then Android output formatter dot mpeg4. Yeah. And Android encoder, which is also very important, which will be something like this, but it's wrong actually. Autopilot giving wrong suggestion. Android audio encoder dot AAC. Yeah, Android encoder. And sample rate, we need to set this. So sample rate will be something like this: number of channels will be 2, and bit rate, which will be something like this. Yeah. And now we need for iOS. So here we can give on comma and we can write iOS. For iOS, extension will be same: wav audio quality, and the suggestion is completely wrong. I swear I will just turn off this suggestion feature, because sometimes I totally don't want the suggestions, but the code editor is giving me weird suggestions which I totally don't want. So I will stop this from my next video. Yeah, so iOS audio quality dot high, and the sample rate, which will be 44100, number of channels, which will be 2 here also, and bit rate, this is perfect, and linear PCM bit depth, which is very important. I really don't know what is this, because I found this inside the documentation, like some setup. So then linear PCMI is big NGN. I cannot even pronounce this name. This is really weird name. The method names are. So then this one is another one. Which one is linear PCMI is float, I think, something like this. Yeah. And we have to also make it false. So you can just copy paste it. You don't have to like write it by watching the code. You can take the source code and you can definitely just copy paste it. Okay. Yeah, fine. Now after this, here we can pause that recording options. What was that name? Oh, sorry, request options. Yeah. It's actually not request options, it should be recording options, because this is for recording, not for requesting. Yeah. And given type, otherwise it can give some error. So that's why I added here any type. Yeah. Perfect. And then here set recording, update the set recording state and set this recording here. And let me just make this R2 capital later, because that will looks good. Here we have to add some type. So yeah, the type will be audio.recording. So save it right now. And after this, if it's catch any error, then that same thing, failed to start recording, and then we can add that error in here. And again that alert dot alert, then error, then fail to start recording. Perfect. So we can save it right now. Great. So this is our start recording function. Now we need to make another one for stop recording. So when we will press that same button again, we will press here, then it will stop the recording, and that time we need to make our set is recording state to false at first. Set loading state will be true that time, because we will send the voice, I mean the text, to ChatGPT, I mean the GPT API, GPT-4 API, and GPT-4 API will give us response. So that time the set loading state will be true until the response is coming. Yeah. And then very important is this one, recording dot stop and unload async. Okay, so this is like stopping the recording. And then this one is also very important, because let me explain you what's the thing. I was suffering some problem here. So the thing is that audio dot set audio mode async, when we are adding this allow recording iOS to true, only that time we can record audio. Okay, but when it's true, that time when we will play something in our app, when we will play any audio, that will play inside this headset. Okay, not in our mobile speaker, that will play in the mobile headset. Like when we talk in call, then that sound go inside this headset, not in this like speaker. So the problem will happen. So that's why we must have to again update this allow recording iOS to false, so that the sound will come to our speaker, not to headset. Yeah, perfect. So that's why right now, after finishing the recording, we have to update our this recording iOS, and we have to make it right now false. Perfect. And I found this inside even the documentations, the Expo AV documentations. They were also suggesting this to us, that we have to definitely update it. Yeah. So now constant URI and recording dot get URI. Perfect. Now we have to send this audio. We have to send audio to not server. We have to send audio to Whisper API for the transcriptions, because this audio is right now voice, but ChatGPT don't understand voice, so we have to make that text right now. So for that's why we can use Whisper API from OpenAI. Yeah, so transcript, yeah, something like this, and await send audio to Whisper, which one we have to make right now. We have to send this URI, okay, this data. Perfect. And after that, when our this function will give us response, we will update our that text with this transcript provided by our Whisper API. Perfect. And for now, this is fine. And add here on console.log, we can say fail to stop recording and the error, and this will also give an alert. Perfect. Now send this audio to Whisper. So async URI, which will be actually on string. Wait, URI. Okay, this is telling that sometimes it can be undefined. Perfect. Now set text. This is string. Transcript is okay, fine. When I will we will actually send here response, when we'll return something, then this error will done. Okay, fine. For now it's fine. Now add here on try catch statement. So constant form data, and here let's write that new form data, and form data dot append. We have to append the file, and we have to send here the URI, which type will be audio/WAV, as the type is WAV, and name will be recording, then dot WAV. The suggestion is correct this time. Yeah. And then form data append, we have to send here model, and the model name is Whisper1, the OpenAI model name. Perfect. Now let's send this to OpenAPI. So response await Axios. We have to install a new library which name is Axios. So come back here, npm I and Axios. So it will just take 1 second, 2 seconds, I think. Yeah, done. So yep, now Axios, import it at first. Import Axios from Axios. Perfect. And dot post. Here we have to send request to this api.openai.com/v1/audio/transcriptions. So transcriptions, let me just add it. Yeah. And then after this, we have to send this form data. Yep. And we have to send more few things here in the headers. For example, we have to send authorization token. So authorization and bearer our process dot env dot expo public openai API key. Yeah. So this is very important. Right now we need our OpenAI API key, and content type will be multipart form data. Great. And one thing I just want to finish here, and that is this will right now response on this will right now return on response.data.text. Okay. And if it's catch any error, then that will come in here. Perfect. So right now this is actually giving on response. So when we're sending we're sending the audio to this Whisper on API, and Whisper on API will read the audio and send us on text version. Okay, and we're sending that text from this function, so that wait, why this is giving also an error? Form data, because the form data type is missing. Okay, I don't know, let me just write here any, then the error will be gone, the type warning. Yeah, but notice this warning is right now gone because we're sending here on response, so that's why. Perfect. And right now this is actually, this will don't work because we must have to add this OpenAI API key in our project. So fine, let's go back, create a new file by giving name .env in the root folder, in the root directory. Yeah, so expo public OpenAI API key. So we have to add this, go back to browser, go to OpenAI, search for OpenAI login, and here you go. This is my OpenAI project. This is my API keys. So I already created an API keys, and one thing I just want to inform you right now, that is I noticed that when we are actually creating new OpenAI account, then actually it's not working perfectly. It's giving us some error that the credential is, that the limitation is expired or something like that. So I actually found a solution for this. The solution is not, I think, good also, but that is that you have to just at least do some fund in here. Okay, fund meanings, just come back here in this settings, and from here in this billings, from here you have to just add $5 or anything like that, but definitely at least $5 you have to add some money, so then you will be able to test everything. For example, right now I have a lot of limits here, let me show you, but when I am actually coming here for the first time, it's not like working, it was giving me some error. So then I actually like recharged some here, and then it's giving me like the secret key and everything. Okay, so I do have secret key right now, and I can create a new secret key. So I'm just adding my previous secret key in the project. Perfect. So you have to just register in the OpenAI website, and then you will get the secret key. Just generate the secret key and copy and paste that inside here in this expo public OpenAI API key. Perfect. So my secret key is publishing done. I mean, I added my secret key. So right now I am coming back here, and I'm just restarting the project. Why? Because when we're adding something in the .env, we have to restart the project. but it's telling us plugin is an unexpected type object. Let me see why unexpected type. So app.json. Okay, I think we don't need this message because by default in iOS this will give us a message something like that. Yeah, so we can delete that and we can again run npm start. Yeah, now it's not giving any error. Perfect. So it's working now, and now if I press this button, this will ask for permissions, but I just want to check few things. All right, so here we have to add that inside the on press, that on start recording and on stop recording. I mean start recording and stop recording. You have to add that inside this touchable opacity, right? So let's add here on one press event, and when someone will press this, we will call this start recording function. Now here we have to write on important logic, and that is just cut this touchable opacity. If is recording is false, that time do something, otherwise this one. Sorry, I did on small mistake. So if is recording is false, then add this one for now. Yeah, otherwise same thing, but this time this will be actually stop recording. This will call, and instead of this touchable opacity and this style, we just need to delete this, and instead of this font awesome, we're going to using here Lottie files. So let me install a new library which name is npm I, and the name is Lottie React Native. Okay, so just install this and it's done. So you can come back to this top and we can import this Lottie view from Lottie React Native. And then after that, we can add that Lottie view, and in here we need to add the file source. So add here require, then go to our assets folder, and actually we have to download our all Lottie files one by one, so I will do that, but let me first come back here. Let me create a new folder by giving name animation or animations. Perfect. And inside these animations we need few animations, so I'm just like copying it from my other projects. Okay, and you have to just download it by going to the source code or by going to the Figma file. All right, so these are the three animations files. Let me add it inside this animations. Perfect. So assets, then go to animations, and then animations.json. Perfect. Then after this, autoplay will be true, loop will be true, speed will be little bit faster, so 1.3, and some style like width will be 250 and height will be 250. Great. Now we can save it, and now actually this will start to work. Yeah, so start recording and stop recording. Perfect. Right now let me show you what this will do. So when I'm clicking this start recording button, nothing is happening, right? Okay, I have to give on reload, actually I forgot it. And now when we're clicking here, notice Expo Go, would you like to access the microphone? So yeah, click allow. Now I am speaking in the microphone, so now I'm clicking again here, pressing here. Now stop, and when I'm opening this, Nothing is happening, right? Alright, so when we're actually clicking this stop recording, this is sending the URI here to the Whisper API, and it's actually giving us the response, but we don't know that it's giving us the response. So we can console log this response.data.text inside this send audio to Whisper function. Yeah, now we will actually get the data. For example, I'm again speaking. Hi there, I'm just testing. Notice, hi there, I'm just testing. It's coming here. So what we're speaking in the microphone, that's coming in here, which we need right now. Perfect. So we're perfectly getting the response. And right now we need to change this text with the actual text. Okay, so we can write on logic here. For example, when the loading state is true, that time we can add that like 3 dot. Otherwise we can add this text, and when we don't have text, that time we can write this press the microphone to start recording, the default text. Now we can save it. Now we have to give on the reload actually here, and let me speak right now. Smash the subscribe button. Alright, so we have some issue in our code. Let me just fix this. And the issue is the loading state. We're not making the loading state false. So we have to make it false when we're clicking this stop recording that time. Actually, the loading state is not getting false because that time we are actually sending our this to ChatGPT. That's why, right? So that's why. Okay, fine. But otherwise it will work. For example, if I remove this loading, then you will see that it's working. Smash the subscribe button. Notice it's coming here. So perfect, it's working. And right now let me show you why I added this loading feature, so then you will understand. So for example, right now, as we are getting the value, I mean the text value from our voice, so that here we can cut this is recording this logic. Okay, and here we can write on logic, like if the loading is true, then show untouchable opacity, otherwise show this one. So we have to actually add here on fragment. Yeah, something like this. Now no error, but here it's simply touchable opacity, but here we have to add few things. So let me show you what we have to do. We have to just add here on Lottie files. So Lottie view source will be require, go to our assets folder, then animations, then the loading.json, and after that autoplay need to be true, loop and speed need to be little bit faster here too, style will be width 270 this time, much bigger, and height will be also 270. Yeah, now if I save it, notice loading, right? When it's on loading state. Perfect. And after this, when it's not in loading state, what will happen? This will actually again show that record button, but that's not correct, because right now when we are getting the like text data, this time we have to send this text to our ChatGPT API. So let me do that. So simply send text to GPT-4 API. Perfect. We can write the function name to like send to GPT, which will be an async function, text which type will be string, and here let me add just on try catch statement, and we can say constant response, await axios dot post. We can use, we can send this to our openai.com/v1/chat/complementation, okay, which is the GPT-4, then model, actually not module. Model will be GPT-4, or if you want to use in another model, you can definitely use that. Now messages. So this is very important. Why it's important? Because simply we can send here the dynamic messages, what we're saying, but actually we want to behave this AI as like our AI. Okay, for example, if any user asks the AI, hey, what is your name, the AI will pretend to be Artifonia. Okay, the AI will give response something like this, that I am Artifonia, I am an AI assistant, how can I help you today, or something like that. Okay, so we can control that by sending here some object. For example, role will be system. It means AI. We are actually telling it to OpenAI. Yeah, and the content will be, for example, you are Artifonia, which is our app name. Artifonia, a friendly AI assistant who responds naturally and refers to yourself. So we're actually like giving some prompts to GPT-4 model so that it can speak as per our reference. When asked for your name, yeah, so we can also add this line, so then this will actually give some good response. So this is very important, and you can customize it as per your reference, as per your app name, the prompt. And then role, second time role will be user, and this time the content will be the text. Okay, the text we're getting from the Whisper API. Yeah, and then here actually after this messages, after this here we have to send headers, what we always do, and authorizations we have to send that bearer token, again that OpenAI secret key, and content type will be like application/JSON. Perfect. And then set text, which will be response.data, then choices, message, and then content. Set loading will be false, then return response.data.choices, the first object, then message.content. Perfect. Then console.log error sending text to GPT-4, and we can add this error. Oops, error spelling will be like this. Yeah, so perfect. So this time we are sending data to ChatGPT. So when we will send response to, when we'll send this to ChatGPT, when we'll get our audio in this stop recording function. So for example, after getting the transcript here, we have to send a transcript to GPT-4 API for response. Okay, and we can create on variable like GPT response, and this send to GPT, and this transcript. Perfect. And most importantly, we have to set this set AI response to true. Why? Because it's important, and at last we have to play this sound in speaker, right, in our phone speaker. So how? When we'll get this GPT response, we will just play that inside our app. For that, we have to install on library, because we're not going to use any API for that. For text to speech, we can use expo-speech library, okay, which is on native library. So let me see, we can use it in Expo app, or we have to build on development build. I'm not sure. So let me see. So expo-speech. So yeah, done. But still, let me see our package.json. So expo-speech. Yeah, here you go. Expo-speech. Perfect. But if I'm not wrong, if we use this expo-speech here, we'll just get on error. Okay, still no error. Very good, we're very lucky. And then let me actually make the function, which is very small. The audio playing function is very small, I mean text to speech. So here we can make on constant speak text on async function, where we will receive text which will be actually string, and we have to also give some options for our text to speech. So we have a lot of options here for voice. Okay, so I just like this one. This provides, this is on girl voice, and the voice is really sweet. It's feel like human, so that's why I'm just choosing this one. But we have a lot of voice here. I think more than 20 or 30. We have a lot of voice. You can like choose one of them, and the language will be English. Pitch, the voice pitch meanings, I think this is the sound, or I don't know what is this is meaning, but rate meaning is like the speed, I think. But there is speed will be like default speed. We don't need, so it's like fast, or also we don't need slow. So this is perfect. And speech dot speak, we have to send the text and the options. Perfect. Now we can save it. Great. And speak to text. So let me just add it in here for just like testing purpose. If anyone praise this, then we will call this speak text, but let me add a callback. Yeah, then click.
Smash the subscribe button.
Wow,
Smash the subscribe button.
it's working. Notice,
Smash the subscribe button.
it's working. Wow, without even any development build. Perfect. So this is working, so we don't need to worry for anything right now. Our app work is really like 90% done. So just copy this speak text and come back here. After the GPT response, we will call this speak text and we'll send this GPT response. And I think we have to add here an await, as that's on callback function, I mean asynchronous function. Yeah, perfect. That's it. Very simple, right? Now we have to see few things, and that is just come back here, scroll down. Everything is fine. ChatGPT will also give us response now, but when we will receive the response, that time I want to show one animated, like another animations on another Lottie animations. So for that's why we created our AI response state. Okay, when AI is speaking, that time I want it to be different. Okay, not the like the voice icon. Okay, so here we can add something like this. When the AI is giving response, that time just add one view, and otherwise this one. So in this view we can simply add on Lottie files again, as like this one. Oh, sorry, I did hear spelling mistake. Animations. Yeah, perfect. Now we can give on a reload actually. So just press on R in your terminal. This will give on a reload. Now let's speak. Let's ask something. Hi there, what is your name? See, it's loading.
Merhaba, benim adım Artifonia. Siz nasıl yardımcı olabilirim?
Alright, did you notice it's giving me response with Arabic language? This is very funny. That I asked question with English language, but it's giving me response with Arabic. Isn't it crazy? Why it's giving me response with Arabic? So sometime it can happen because as we're like customizing the prompt, that's why it can happen. How can we fix this problem? Very simple, just customize this prompt because we have complete access here, so we can customize it as per our wish. So here we can just add on line like you must always respond in English, and then we can write something like this, then no matter the input language, or if you want any other language then you can like add that, and provide helpful clear answers. So you can customize this prompt and you can do anything whatever you want. Like if you say that speak Hindi or speak in another language, then this AI will speak with that language. Okay, so for now let's again give on a reload for now because we still didn't add that reload button. We have to add that. We will do that, but now see how it's looking like. Okay, fine, click here. Hey there, what is your name?
Hello, my name is
Notice
Artifonia.
now it's giving
How can I
response
assist you
with
today?
English. Hello, my name is Artifonia. How can I assist you today? So it's giving really very good response. But right now what we have to do, we have to add here two buttons which will regenerate the response one, and another one will like re-ask a question, like a new question. Okay, so we have to adjust two button in this bottom. Yeah, so we will do that right now as per our Figma design. Let me show you the design. Yeah, as like this one. All right, so right now we just need to make sure that on very important things. So for this we just need to make on another state which is very important, and the state name will be AI speaking and AI set speaking. Okay, initial value will be false. When the AI will start to speak, it will go to true. Okay, when, let me show you. So here when actually we are calling this stop recording, and before this speak text, we need to make it true. Okay, now come to point when it will be false. When the voice play will be done, that time we can make our that set AI speaking to false. And in here in this loop, this will be actually AI speaking state. Yeah, so by default this will be false, but when we will press that stop, then this will go to true, and after that it will actually show us that animations. Yeah, very good. Now what we have to do, we have to just add another button, what I will do now, but let me just try it again. So click here, hello, what is your name, and just wait for a bit.
Hello, my name is Artifonia. How can I assist you today?
Notice it's perfectly working, right? So then after this, actually after this text, we have to do few things. That view, let me just open that again here. Oops, design. Yeah, so we need this one. This is actually one vector icon. So just right click this, copy paste as svg, copy as svg, come back to that website again, check the png. Okay, the color is white, so that's why I cannot see this. It's a normal thing. So copy this, perfect. Now come back here. First I want to make sure one thing here, and that is after this view, let me make another view, and then let's go back to that assets folder again, and inside this svgs let's create this is actually I think a reload svg, so reload.tsx, we can say reload icon, and props which will be any. So I am to be sure again by coming here. So this is, no, this is not reload. I think this is the reload. I mean the voice will replay again, and this is the actually regenerating the response. Okay, sorry, not regenerating the response. This is actually starting. Yeah, this is the regenerating the response. Okay, and we also need this button here, that arrow, we will add that, fine. But let me just come back here. So this is actually regenerate the response. So regenerate, this is not reload, I did mistake, this will be regenerate. So add that regenerate here, and see, it's in here, fine. But this will be also absolute, bottom will be just like 10. I think we should make it 20, perfect. And left will be 0. Yeah, I think left, yeah, left fine 0, but let's add some padding horizontal, for example scale 10 or 20. Yeah, it's better, but bottom will be 25 or 30, and then also make it 30. Yeah, I think I'm still feeling it's down. Yeah, now it's, I think the position is perfect. Yep. So make this view, okay, the view is perfect, but add here on touchable opacity. And if we copy this same thing here, okay, fine, make it flex direction row, justify content will be space between true, align items will be center. The issue is the width. So width will be, we can say 400. 400 is extra, 380, I think this is enough, 70 or 60. Yeah, if you are confused like how much it's taking the space, you can add on background color. Yeah, now it's looking perfect. Great. And here this will be actually another icon. The icon name will be reload icon. So just let me copy this as svg, let me add it in here, and let me just copy this React Native code. Perfect. And here then the reload dot tsx, paste here, change it to reload, make it any and save it. Perfect. And reload. So save it. Great. Now the thing is that here this will be not always active. When it will appear, when the actually the ChatGPT response will be in here, that time only. Okay, so if the is recording is true, sorry, if the is okay, the AI response is true, that time it's, yeah, it's here. Okay, we can write this. If the AI response is available, then only show this. Okay, so it means when the AI response is here, then only show this. Great. Perfect. Now, if I click here again, then what will happen? The voice will replay again. Okay, so let me show you. If I click this reload again, then we will call that actually that set, sorry, not speak text function again. And as we know that we have to send here that parameter, so we will send here very simply that text state. Yeah, now if we click here again, notice,
Hello, my name is Artifonia. How can I assist you today?
yeah, perfect. And one thing I'm noticing here, a small issue which is very normal, that this set AI speaking is false. Okay, so we can do one thing. When we're speaking at the first stage, this will be true, and then after done, this will be false. So now notice again.
Hello, my name is Artifonia. How can I assist you today?
All right, so as it was false at first, so that's why I think the issue was happening. Set AI speaking true. This is the animations. All right, and if we click this one, then what will happen? This will regenerate the response. Okay, so then what we will do, we will actually call our this send to GPT function again, and we will send that text. Okay, so let me show you. When I am actually coming here, and sorry, not style, this will be actually one press, and I'm calling that send to GPT and sending that text. Now notice, what is this is giving. Okay, fine, but the issue is,
Hello, it seems there may be a mix-up since I'm the AI assistant and my name is Artifonia. Nonetheless, how can I assist you today?
notice it's giving the new response. Fine, but the state is not updating. It's like a normal thing. As send to GPT is this is just sending on a request to chat GPT, then it's sending text, I mean it's updating the text, and then making the set loading to false. But for our case, what else do we need? We just need to make this one to playable. Okay, we can make it, no problem. Alright, so after doing a lot of research, at last I fixed the problem. And the solution is really super interesting. I believe you are going to learn something special, new things today. First of all, come back to this top and add here on new reference. Okay, constant lottie ref, and just make on use ref, and the type you can add this lottie view. By default, this will be definitely null. Okay, and here in this send sorry, not send to GPT, in here in this speak test function, first we will make our set AI speaking to true. When the speech will done, then we'll make it false. Now the most important thing is here, the most interesting thing is here. So we are actually changing the lottie ref value. Isn't it interesting? So that's actually a reference. So right now we're controlling the lottie animations from this use effect hook. So lottie ref dot current dot play when the AI speaking is true. When it's false, then reset it. Means the stop it. Okay. So then in here, right now we are completely controlling it manually. Let me show you again. Notice the autoplay is completely false. Loop is also false because we are controlling it manually with this reference, with this lottie ref. Okay, that's it. So right now when I will again click here, notice I ask to our this AI what is the capital city of Tokyo, sorry, what is the capital city of Japan. So it was the answer. But right now everything is done except one thing, and that is that arrow button, back arrow button, so that you can ask again a new question, and that is this one. So it's very simple to add. Let's implement it. We can do one thing. After this back shadows, we can add this back arrow. Simply untouchable opacity. I don't know why what is my Copilot suggesting me. Wow, it's really really awesome. It's really suggesting the correct thing, right? Perfect. But I think the icon is not looking fully perfect, so it's looking a little bit thick, I would say. So I am going to using here ant design. That's beautiful as per me, more than font awesome. That looks premium. So ant design, where's that? Ah, here it is. Name will be, what is the name? This is arrow right or arrow left, we can say then. And otherwise everything is perfect. And what is this? Okay, font awesome. Yeah, because we need font awesome also. We cannot delete the font awesome, sorry. So actually here we have to import the font awesome too. Great. Now notice it's looking beautiful actually. Perfect. Now if anyone press here this back button, what will happen? Definitely it will go back, but actually it will change some state. First of all, it will update this set is recording to false. Secondly, let me do one thing. Let me just split it in the right side so then I can see the all state. Set loading was false. Yeah, it was actually false. Then set recording, which will be also false. Oh, this is not actually boolean. Okay, fine. Then just keep it empty. We don't need that. AI response. Yep. So we need to make it false now. And AI speaking. Yeah, that's actually false already. Yeah, so this two thing is enough, I think, for now. So save it now. Now when I'm clicking here you go. It's completely back here. And when the is recording, wait, oops, let me just paste it again in here because I need the opposite logic here. So I can say when the is recording and the AI response is true, only that time show this. Notice it's not showing right now. Okay, fine. And one most important thing, that is set text, which will be also empty string from here. Now given a reload again, let's try it for the last time. So ask something different right now. What is 10 plus 13? It's very simple math, but let's see.
10 plus 13 equals 23.
All right. Is recording is not true. AI response is true right now, I think. Yeah, so AI response is enough, I think. Yeah. Now notice when I'm again playing it,
13 equals 23.
it's playing perfectly, and when I'm clicking here, perfect. Now ask something like complex. What is the 23 multiply 13?
The result of multiplying 23 by 13 is 299.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Even if you like regenerate the response,
I'm
then
sorry,
notice.
but that's not correct. The result of multiplying 23 by 13 is actually 299.
Okay, fine. So AI knows better this.
Sorry, but that's not correct.
So we can again reply the response.
Is actually 299.
Perfect. And we can again go back. So that's it. Our app is perfectly working as we expected, and I hope it's really looking beautiful. So guys, this was the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and one thing in the next tutorial I will show you another very big tutorial is coming. I can tell you that that's going to be more than I think 8 or 9 hours. That is our Becodemy mobile app clone. I am going to launch the Becodemy mobile app inside your Google Play Store and Apple App Store. And everything I will show you in the next tutorial, that how can you build a complete production level mobile app from scratch, like with push notifications, with in-app purchase, with like advanced animations, and like what are the important things for uploading those apps inside Google Play Store and Apple App Store. What are the like policy, what you have to follow when you're making a mobile app. So I'll show that everything in the next video. So that video is going to be super interesting. So hit the subscribe button, and if you enjoyed the video, then smash the like button, and see you in the next video. Till then, take care and bye bye.